Some people have no match. Know that some souls have fallen deep inside the Sitra Achra, along with their wives. The males are able to emerge to freedom, while the females are unable to emerge until the arrival of the Mashiach. This is why some pious people die young, because they finished their reparations with great perfection, and therefore have no reason to stay in this world. They then die in order for them to continue their spiritual journey. Reincarnation, mainly for males. Reincarnation applies for males, but generally not for females. As it says in the verse, one generation passes away and another generation comes, but the earth endures forever. Another reason for this is that males who study Torah cannot enter Gehinnom, because the fire does not burn them. An example of this is with Elisha ben Abayu, who could not enter Gehinnom because he studied Torah, but was also not allowed into Gan Eden because he sinned heavily. Males must therefore be reincarnated in order to expiate for their sins. However, females who do not study Torah are able to enter Gehinnom and cleanse their sins without being reincarnated. They might nevertheless return to this world as an ibur, a temporary short incarnation. You must bear in mind that we may see a second marriage that is more successful than the first one. As the verse says, if he shall arrive by himself, he shall leave by himself, and if he is married, his wife shall leave with him. When a man is new in this world, his match is born with him, and they find each other very quickly without any trouble. However, if that man has sinned and was forced to be reincarnated, and he is one of those whom the verse refers to when it says, his wife shall leave with him, then his wife is also reincarnated. This man has to go through major suffering before he finds her, because the heavenly prosecutors try to keep him from his wife and cause the families to fight. On that, it says, a person's match is as difficult as the dividing of the Yam Suf. She is his genuine match, although it is the second time that they are married. This is why sometimes a person marries immediately, while in other cases there is major conflict before their marriage, although they subsequently live in harmony, which shows that they are a genuine match. Inducing others to sin. Also know that a person who causes others to sin must be reincarnated. But if he himself did not sin, he will return as an ibur, a temporary, short incarnation, until he will amend the sin. Almost everyone reincarnates. The wicked return to this world to expiate for their sins. Know that most everyone is a reincarnation. After dying, the wicked enter Gehinnom for 12 months. The verse states regarding some wicked people, however, that the soul of your enemy will be erected like a stone, and they do not even enter Gehinnom. Such a person's soul wanders from bad to worst in different incarnations until he can enter Gehinnom for 12 months and complete the repair. These wicked people may spend 20, 100, or even 1,000 years being repeatedly reincarnated, depending on the extent of their sins. While the righteous who study Torah, the fire of Gehinnom has no effect on them. Extremely pious souls do not reincarnate. The pious at the first level, such as King David and Daniel the prophet, were informed by Hashem that they would never be reincarnated or punished. The Midrash says that King David waited 70 years after his passing before he was allowed to enter the Jerusalem of the world above. If King David was punished, what will be the fate of other pious people who are of lesser stature, and even more so, of the common man? It happened several times that I was walking with my teacher, the Ari-Hakodesh, in the field, and he said, this person, named so-and-so, is a righteous person, and due to a certain sin he committed, he is being reincarnated inside a stone or vegetation. We would investigate and found that everything he said was accurate. Sometimes he would look from far away at a certain grave within 20,000 other graves, and on top of the grave he saw the soul of a deceased person and said that he had committed a specific sin. We would investigate and found that it was accurate. The pious person will slowly ascend to his location in Gan Eden. He will first pay for the most severe sins he committed, and upon reaching a higher level, he will be punished again for the small sins, and on reaching even a higher level, he will be punished for the slightest sin, until he reaches the level that is right for him. Reincarnation for evil tongue. One who speaks badly of others is reincarnated in stone, an eye for an eye. In retribution for his talking, he now remains silent. A person who feeds others meat that is not kosher will be reincarnated in a leaf. His punishment is that the wind blows on him again and again with no rest. When the time for his recovery is concluded, the leaf falls down. This is similar to death, as he has been cut off. Reincarnation for adultery. One who has intimate relations with a married woman dies of suffocation and is reincarnated in a grinding stone powered by water. Both offenders, the man and the woman, are punished in this fashion. Reincarnation or murder. A person who killed will be reincarnated in water. He tries to stand, but the water that falls on him constantly forces him down without rest. Also, one who deserves to die by suffocation, but was not punished by the Bedin, will be reincarnated in water and will drown again and again. One who is not careful about washing his hands before eating bread is reincarnated in water. Also, one who does not recite a bracha, a blessing over food, or steals from his parents is reincarnated in water. Reincarnation in a bee. An arrogant committee member, also one who speaks inappropriately, will be reincarnated in bees. I have told you that the souls do not come to this world on accordance with their spiritual level, but rather randomly, according to the merits of that specific hour. When a person brings forth a soul, it sometimes occurs that the highest souls are trapped deep inside the Sitra Achra and cannot exit captivity until an opportunity arrives. New souls face lots of difficulties. Know that when a person is new in this world, that person has to make a big effort in order to conquer his evil inclination, even if his soul is very elevated, because it is the beginning of his cleansing. It is therefore inevitable that he will be sad all the days of his life and worried without apparent reason, the true reason being that the Satan casts a shadow on his spirit. This is why King David's evil inclination overcame him with Bathsheba, because it was the very first time he came out from the domain of the Sitra Achra. And he said, I have drowned in deep mud. This is why such a man's sins are not as severe as other people's sins, because it is extremely hard for him to emerge from his situation.